Well, everybody, it's been very eventful lately. Don't know if I managed to post the video I shot from the hangar. If I haven't, well, I will. But I'm running out of time to fly my plane very much. I have not flown it, I think, for 2 months. I've just been absolutely busy with my businesses. Unfortunately, not earning enough money, but very busy. That happens from time to time. And it hasn't really let up. Now, TKY is due for its annual, I think on the 15th of October. I'll have it. It is booked in. Now, after the saga of last time, I had hoped that I could just take it to the same Lamey. I'm going to talk about that a little bit more, but I'll give you a little brief hint of what I'm going to talk about. So it was put in for its last annual. Couple of things happened. One was that I was told it needed an overhaul, and it absolutely did not. I don't know if it was the case of he didn't like me or it was over TBO, so he just declared that it needed an engine overhaul. Said he found some metal in the filter. I said, oh, okay, what sort of metal? And he didn't know. I said, can you show me the metal? He said, no. I said, well, you don't tell someone the engine needs an overhaul because it's making metal and then not have the metal there to show them. That's just really bad form. Anyway, he kind of was a little bit quiet at that point, and I said, look, the reason I'm raising this is because I changed that filter 2 hours ago. So you didn't find any metal in it at all. And what's more, the filter was sent away. The one I took off was sent away to the United States along with an oil sample, and they were both perfectly clear. So at that point, he goes, oh, you know what, it'll be all right. So at that point, I'd completely lost trust, absolutely 100% lost trust. And I'm going to talk a little bit more about what happened after that. And I'm not going to name anybody. Some of you will know who I'm talking about, but it doesn't matter. But anyway, let me just put it this way. In my dealings in the 2 years that I've owned that airplane, I have been absolutely 100% horrified by what I would describe as a lack of professionalism. And now it doesn't come down to the work done, it comes down to the interactions with customers and the interactions with other aeronautical maintenance engineers. In my businesses, if I put down the competition to my clients, if I put them down, I would not have a business. Yet it seems to me, and I've confirmed this with other people, that aircraft maintenance shops here in, at least in New South Wales, I can only speak about that experience, are more than pleased to spread rumour, innuendo, and actually publicly attack via social media other maintenance organisations. And I have to be absolutely 100% frank. That is just pure bullshit. That is absolutely unprofessional. Now, my maintenance experience is in the world of gliding, and before I was allowed to be able to be trained to do the maintenance on sailplanes, I had to prove I was a person of the right character. Same thing happened when I went to be chief flying instructor, or actually an instructor at all. I had to have a record that demonstrated I was of the right character. And I said to one of these people, I really think that what needs to happen is people need to go talk to Catherine and say, these people are not of the right character. They're not the right people to be looking after other airplanes and declaring them airworthy or unairworthy. I'm not going to go into examples in this video about what was done on social media and SMSs to other people, false identities and all the rest of it. It's just so unprofessional. It's just ridiculously unprofessional. And in any other business, you wouldn't have a business. What astounds me is that aircraft maintenance engineers here in New South Wales and probably the whole of Australia are absolutely snowed under. They have more business than they can possibly handle, and they're turning it away, and yet they're poo-pooing, they're shitting on their competition. What the hell? Be professional. My God. Rant over.